Hey guys, what is up? Chris Roder here, the system scientist. Guys, in this video, I'm gonna go and just kind of go over the real reason that I haven't had a refund in my high ticket coaching agency program in over 2 years. Not one refund, not one. Okay. Now, a lot of coaches, a lot of times, and by the way, if you guys don't know me, this is literally my channel where I just spill my thoughts out on what I'm thinking instead of just doing it into Chat GPT. And I feel like there might be some value that some other people might get out of this. I don't know. I don't really have anything to sell you on this. There might be some affiliate links in the documents that I provide. Obviously, just because some people like to buy stuff and I like to make money. So I'm not going to deny that because that's where we are, right? So anyway. With that being said, the real reason I haven't had any refunds in my high ticket coaching program in over 2 years. So a lot of coaches, guys, I've come across a lot of coaches. Okay. I worked with a lot of them. I have been in a lot of high ticket masterminds. I've been in a lot of this stuff. And one thing that comes up all the time is like from coaches specifically, and they're like, how do I avoid chargebacks, refunds, and unhappy clients all the time? And I don't really deal with this a lot. I mean, I did in the beginning. I had one client in the beginning who was really rough. And I'll be real, like that client made me he jumped me up a few levels afterwards because I never wanted to deal with that type of client ever again. It like I don't know, he just said somebody else's program was like 10 times better than mine. I didn't provide enough value. I didn't do this stuff. I didn't do this. This is when I was early in, right? It's one of my first clients. And I didn't give up though. I mean, I used that more as fuel than anything else. I still didn't give him a refund because I did the work and all of that stuff. But anyway, and that was only a $2,000 thing too. It was like, now, I mean, some people listening to this, oh, $2,000. Okay, I get it. I've spent $24,000 twice for masterminds, right? I have never once gone back on a coaching program that I've bought. I've always learned something. And that's another thing, by the way, is like if you're buying something that high ticket, you better be fucking diving into that stuff. Like, even if it's not the greatest program in the world and it's the last little bit of money you ever got, you better freaking finish the thing because I guarantee you there's going to be one freaking thing in there, even if it's the wrong thing, like that you know to never do ever again. Like you bought the program, you learned something to never ever do in your program. That is still a win. Okay, just saying that. Now, back to get off my rant here. Um, haven't had a single refund in over 2 years in my coaching agency program. Okay. So here are a couple of reasons why. Number one, whenever I was early on in this business, a lot of the coaches told me not to give my price up front because it'll scare people away, right? I believed that for a long time, and I did a lot of sales calls, a lot of things like that. But honestly, I hated it. Like I hated doing that. Like just waiting and like leaving them open to the end. Like, it wasn't really the way that I like to do things. I really like to be transparent with things. So I kind of got away from that a little bit. And I was like, you know what? I don't really care. We were in a good place with some recurring revenue and stuff later on, and I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not gonna like take these sales calls and just wait until the end and just drop this bomb on people. So I'm just gonna be upfront about my pricing. Like I'm just gonna put it out there. That way there's no bait and switch, right? There's no hidden fees. People know what they're walking into before they ever even book a call, right? So that's another thing I don't really do nowadays is I don't book sales calls at all. That's probably for another. I don't have sales calls at all. Like I have qualification calls, but those aren't really sales calls. Like I'm not actually selling. Like people come in pre-sold at this point, knowing that they're going to buy the product, and more the call is actually just to make sure they're a good fit. And that's another thing. I'm going to get to that here as well. So the first thing that I started doing was providing very transparent upfront pricing. Okay, my thing is $3,000 or it's $3,600 if you do payments. Okay, that there's no bait and switch there. Like, here's my thing, here's how much it costs. Do you want it or not? And that's it. Okay. Now, guys, I'm in an industry where the closest other thing to a high ticket program is $600. Like, and we're charging 3,600. Okay. Like a lot more, 5 times more than our competitor. Okay. So the very first thing I do is I offer transparency up front. Okay. The second thing that I do is I make my future clients qualify themselves. Okay. I don't have to chase these clients. I don't need their money, to be honest with you. Okay. Um, I don't have to chase my clients or sell them hard. My business already works. So the people who do want to apply are those that truly want the results. Okay. Now, to be fair with you guys, I am saying this from a place where I have a mess load of testimonials at this point, like a ridiculous amount of testimonials. Okay. Um, we have a podcast that has over 100 episodes. So we are stacking proof like crazy. Okay? So the proof is there. And to be honest with you, maybe that's why I can be so transparent with my pricing is because we have so much proof that it's their fault if they don't succeed, right? So like that's where we come from. Now, when somebody wants to join the program, I don't allow them to have just a link. Okay, that is not available. There is no link where they can just go pay, right? They have to actually do a call with me first. Um, and there's other qualifications to that. And also, like if somebody wants, no, people can't just join, um, simply because they're like, Chris, I want to join, right? That's not how it works. I also don't have a sales team, just so you guys are aware. We do about 30 to $40,000, in revenue per month with a 3-man team. We are chill. We're chilling and we're growing. So it's a slow grow, but it's great, right? So, um, a lot of the clients have to qualify themselves. I protect my program a lot, because I don't want a cancer coming in, basically. And that's a big thing for me is like we want this to grow for years, and really spread. And we don't, so I just make people qualify themselves before they ever come in. And people really like that as well. Okay, so that's another reason we haven't had a refund in over two years. Is number one, we are very transparent about pricing up front. Number two, clients have to qualify themselves to even get in my program, to even pay. Okay. Um, Now, number three is a stellar onboarding experience. Okay. Stellar. Got it? So we start with three onboarding calls. Three onboarding calls. Now, for those of you that don't know my background, I have a background in teaching people how to flip phones and electronics, the legal way. I know there's some stuff out there about it, but no, everything we do is very white hat, by the book, within the law, all of that. And that's one of the reasons we can charge so much too. But we give people a stellar onboarding experience, with three onboarding calls. And basically, the way that works is they get one call, which is a game console call, and like basically what my coach in that one does, he basically finds them 15 to 20 deals, in their area that they can make $300 to $500 in profit their very first week working with us, which is huge, by the way. Like that's great for them. Considering these guys aren't coming mostly from a background with a lot of money or anything like that, right? The second call is a negotiation call, and a reach out call. So it's basically showing people how to do outbound, on Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp and Craigslist and places like that for phones specifically, and then showing how to talk to those people specifically. All right. And then the third one is me. We're actually set up a go high level backend for them. Um, and basically at that point, set up their entire business, their website, the whole thing. Now, one thing that I think is probably a little funny is I don't have a landing page for my stuff. So let me pull up my here this this is another system scientist thing. I don't have a landing page in like any part of my funnel, by the way. Um, so let me actually pull up my document that I share with people that actually sells them into the program. Um, Let me pull that up real fast so that you guys can check it out. Here we go. So let me pull this up. One sec. Oh, Chrome is being a little weird. Docs. Oh, by the way, if you want to check out any of the resources and stuff that I use, you can find it in the document, first comment below. All right, so here we go. So this is how I sell people. This is exactly what I send them. I'm not even joking. Um, I used to sell people from a place of whatever, DMs, sales calls, webinars, all that shit, right? I don't do that anymore. I'm very chill about what I do at this point. I want a small team, and I don't want to have to deal with all of this, right? So, oh, second, I got a little edit here. Anyway, so this is like what I give them. Okay, so the core recelerator program, that's the name of my program. What you're buying if you qualify. Okay, your investment gets to blah blah blah. Now I got this little thing here where it's like before you continue, if you're here for free stuff, wrong place. This program's for serious people looking to run an actual business. Click here for free stuff. And this sends them to a school group where I ban them if they don't finish a course. That's a system for another time. But as you can see here, I give them pretty much everything that they're getting in the program. Um, and then down here, just to be clear, I anchor these people with an elite program. This is a total Hormozy tactic, by the way, and it works insanely well. So investment options, you got Recelerator Elite. This is a private client immersion. This is our most expensive package. By the way, ever since we've added this, we like our sales have like gone way up, which has been cool. But this is a $15,000 program, right? This is a 2 to 3 day like fly out program. All of this stuff. Now, this is the one that we sell the most of. Is the $3,000 program and the $1,000 down with 400 a month. Notice all of this is just in here. Okay, like it's just in here. And then they can also use Klarna, Afterpay, and all of that as well. Also, like I have this quick note here, like a quick note before you apply. I am not here to sell you into this program. You're booking this call out of your own free will, and the purpose of this call is to see if you're truly a good fit on both sides. If you're too new, uncoachable, difficult to work with, or simply not aligned with how we operate, I will respectfully let you know that we're not a good fit. I'm not just saying that. We have new people joining every single week and blah, 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 blah. Right. So you can read that whole thing if you pause the video or whatever. Once again, so they can book a call here. Then they have to fill out a whole form. And then I literally have proof. So I have the Smart Flip podcast, 100 plus episodes, Google reviews of our program, and then wins from our clients inside of what I call a win vault. And then I have FAQs. So I had a lot of questions, a lot of like people asking me the same questions over and over again. So I started recording them. And then I actually had some of those clients actually like send me their questions. So what I did is I actually like put the FAQs on this document so that people could literally just scroll down. And this has been great, by the way. Like people can just scroll down and they're like, okay, cool. All my questions are answered. Fantastic. I didn't have to do a long video. I didn't have to do anything like that. I just like all the FAQs are here. Anything they could possibly basically ask is here. And then they also have the option to ask me on the call. But this actually like knocks out most of the questions people have before they ever hop on a call, which has been great. Once again, this is a lot of clarity, right? I'm very clear on what they are getting. I'm not messing around. I'm not beating around the bush. I'm not doing anything like that. So this is a part of the clarity part, right? That I use that, I mean, it just makes it work. Now that's also part of our stellar onboarding experience, right? Like we do the 3 onboarding calls. We basically find deals for them. We set up their ads. We get their ads running, get their website built. All of the stuff happens within the first week. Okay. And then what happens after that is they get a call every single month. We actually bolted on like, hey, we're gonna run your ads for you, but also teach you how to run them yourself. Because we noticed and we let people know this, like most people only run ads with us for about 6 months before they can do it on their own. So what we did is we just built that into the program for you. It's great, right? So I would have to say that's another big, huge piece of why we haven't had a single refund in over 2 years is because of our onboarding experience. We've been doing the same onboarding for roughly about 2 years, and it's perfect. Now, the next part here is actually long-term support. I already kind of highlighted this a little bit. We work with them for 6 months. Now, we also provide like AI tools, and we let them know like, hey, if you have a question, like go to Slack because we put them in a community of people, and we give them their own coaching community with all the coaches. Okay, so if they need to ask a coach a specific question, they can. But they can also ask the community as well, which has over 200 people in it that have paid the same amount of money, right? So there's that. And then like we have AI tools as well that work 24/7 that can help them as well. We use runbear.io for that, which has been great. I'll link it below. It's been fantastic. I'll give you guys an example here. Let me pull it up here real fast. Where is it out here? So Run Bear, let me share my screen. So Run Bear is this. It's just an AI agent type of thing. I have different agents for different things. Now, I put most of mine inside of Slack. So if I go to my Slack channel here, this is you can see here like they're using it right now, actually. Um, so Don here is using it for an Apple iPad Pro first generation, right? And basically what this one does is it helps him create an eBay listing, right? Which is pretty cool. This is probably another reason people never leave. Um, so um, Zoom meetings, and we also have like so there's Lister AI, there's a couple other ones in here, negotiation AI. There's a couple of AI channels in here. So pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. So that's also part of the onboarding experience, long-term support, and all of that. Now, I will have to say the last part of this is the result that they get. Okay. The guys win. Whenever people join this program, they win. Okay. And I would have to say that is possibly the biggest um, thing when it comes to it. But also, like a lot of this is huge. It's like I would have to say the second most important thing, obviously, get your client results, but also number two, like the transparency part, in my opinion, is very big. I really hate it when a coaching program doesn't give you the price up front. I usually just don't work with them at this point. And that's simply because, like, hey, so I'll give you guys an example. Um, there was a company that I was really considering working with, but they were going to make me get on, the strategy call, the sales call, and then they like all of this stuff. And I was like, look, just give me the price, and I will decide whether or not it's for me. And they were like, no, 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 we got to go through all this stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't. I will make a decision whether or not, like, I don't care. Like, as long as it's a reasonable price, I'm willing to pay it. But then they like kept insisting, and I was like, you know what? I think we're good. I don't want it now. If you're not just gonna tell me the price, I'm good. So like transparency is a big deal for me on coaching programs. And like in my opinion, we're in a trust recession with all of the coaching space, agency space, all of this. And I feel like if you're not transparent at this point, um, you're probably gonna lose. Like it's hard to build on things that aren't transparent, right? So I don't know, that's just me. But I haven't had a refund in over 2 years. These are some of the things that I can highlight based on that and why that happens. So also I'll put together, so I'm going to take the transcript. This is another one of my systems. Um, this is why I'm called the system scientist, right? I'm going to take the transcript from this video, I'm going to put it into a Google Doc for you guys. I'm also going to take the Chat GPT stuff that helped me outline this video, and I will put that in a video for you guys, or in the document for you guys. That way, if you want to make videos like this, you can. These videos are literally just me providing value, honestly, getting these things out of my brain because I need to. Because there's so many things. I got the entrepreneur brain, right? Like there's so many things in this brain that it's hard. Sometimes I just have to like talk it out, and I think the best way to do that is just to share. And if you guys get some value from this, let me know. But there's going to be a free document below. Um, that way I can just get it out of my brain. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And hopefully it wasn't just me ranting. Let me know in the comments if you want more videos like this. And peace out.